Have you ever wondered how to make the perfect holiday fudge that's not only delicious, but also looks stunning on your dessert table? Well, today I've got a recipe that's going to tick all those boxes. White chocolate cranberry pecan fudge. This treat is as easy to make as it is impressive. So, if you're curious about how to create this festive delight, grab your apron and let's dive right in. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm Arina. In this channel, I share my favorite recipes and tips to ensure they look as good as they taste, all from my home to yours. You'll find links to all the tools and other recipes mentioned in the description below. Grab a small saucepan. Fill the saucepan about halfway full of water. Bring the water to a simmer over medium heat. Once simmering, reduce the heat to medium-low and position a large glass bowl in the saucepan over the simmering water. Now, let's add the ingredients to the bowl, one at a time. Pour 3 cups of white chocolate chips into the glass bowl. Next, add 1/4 cup of unsalted butter, ensuring it's at room temperature. This helps the butter blend smoothly into the fudge mixture. Then, add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Finally, add 1 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk. Make sure the condensed milk is at room temperature for easier mixing. Now, here comes the workout. Start melting the ingredients while continuously stirring the fudge mixture with a spatula. Keep mixing until you have a smooth mixture and all the ingredients are melted and combined. This might take a few minutes, so feel free to get into the rhythm. Maybe even hum a little holiday tune. As you stir, remember to scrape the sides of the bowl to ensure everything melts evenly. And here's a tip. If you're feeling a bit impatient, just imagine how delicious this fudge is going to taste, motivation enough to keep stirring. Hope you're excited to try this delicious fudge. If you're enjoying the recipe so far, give this video a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and tap the bell. It's your gateway to more sweet and festive treats. Thanks for joining me. Now let's get back to making this amazing fudge. Now, it's time to add some texture and flavor. First, drop in half a cup of chopped pecans. These will add a wonderful crunch to the creamy fudge. Next, add half a cup of dried cranberries. They'll bring a sweet and tangy contrast to the richness of the white chocolate. Gently fold the chopped pecans and dried cranberries into the fudge until they are evenly distributed throughout the mixture. grab an 8 by 8 glass baking dish. If desired, lightly spray it with cooking oil spray. Measure out a piece of parchment paper by placing it flat over the top of the dish. Cut the paper so it is about 1.5 to 2 inches wider than the baking pan. Then, cut one slit at each of the 4 corners across from each other. Fold the corners in while pushing the parchment paper into the glass dish so the paper fits securely. Pour the white chocolate fudge into the lined baking pan and spread it around evenly and smoothly. If you happen to have a cheesecake pan handy, that's actually my preferred choice for making fudge. Cheesecake pans typically have square edges, which are perfect for creating those clean, straight lines when cutting your fudge into squares. Plus, the removable bottom makes it super easy to lift the entire block of fudge out without any fuss. Just line the pan with parchment paper as usual, and once the fudge is set, simply pop the sides off and you're ready to slice. It's a small detail that makes a big difference in achieving those perfectly square bakery-style pieces. Next, stick a layer of halved pecans on top of the fudge. Fudge is one of my go-to holiday treats, especially when it comes to gifting. It's rich, delicious, and always a crowd pleaser, perfect for spreading a little sweetness during the festive season. I often make a variety of fudge flavors, including this white chocolate cranberry pecan fudge, alongside classic gingerbread cookies to gift to friends and family around Christmas time. There's something so special about sharing homemade treats, and fudge is a great option because it keeps well and can be beautifully packaged in little boxes or tins. It's a thoughtful and tasty way to show you care, and trust me, it's always a hit. If you find that your fudge starts setting before you've had a chance to add your toppings, don't worry, there's a quick fix. You can use a small heat gun to gently melt the surface of the fudge, making it soft enough to continue adding your toppings. Just be sure to keep the heat moving so you don't overheat one spot. Alternatively, you can place the pan in a warm oven for 2 to 3 minutes. This will slightly warm the fudge, giving you a little extra time to press in those delicious toppings without compromising the texture. Either method will ensure your toppings adhere perfectly to the fudge, giving you that beautiful finished look. Follow that with a layer of dried cranberries. Gently push the toppings into the fudge with a spatula. Refrigerate the fudge for at least 2 hours, or for best results, let it chill overnight. After chilling, remove the fudge from the fridge, pan, and parchment paper. Before you start cutting the fudge, make sure to prepare a large cutting board that's big enough to handle the entire batch. Gather all the tools you'll need, including a sharp knife, a pastry wheel crimper and cutter, and disposable vinyl gloves. I like to use disposable vinyl gloves when I'm cutting fudge to avoid leaving fingerprints on the fudge pieces. This is especially important if you're planning to give the fudge as a gift. The gloves, along with the pastry wheel crimper and cutter, help you achieve clean, professional-looking cuts, ensuring that your homemade treats not only taste great, but also look their best. First, make a parchment paper template with 1.5-inch columns, vertically and horizontally, to make a grid of perfectly even squares. Place the fudge on a cutting board with the parchment paper template on top. Use a pastry cutter to lightly score lines vertically and horizontally across the fudge along the outside edge of the template. It should look like a grid layout. Dip a large knife in hot water, wipe it dry, and cut off the first edge of the fudge. Repeat the hot water and wiping process before each cut. Cut off the remaining outer edges to create perfectly flat edges along the outside of the fudge. You should have a perfect square block of fudge. Then, dip the knife in hot water again, wipe dry, and cut the first set of columns going vertically. Repeat the process for the horizontal columns to create perfect squares. Finally, after cutting the fudge, it's time to serve and enjoy. To store white chocolate fudge with nuts and berries, wrap it securely in parchment paper or place it in an airtight container. Label the date on the outside and store it at room temperature for up to 2 to 3 weeks. To freeze uncut fudge, transfer the block of fudge to a freezer-safe Ziploc bag and label the date on the outside of the bag. Push out the extra air while sealing the bag. Store the fudge in the freezer for up to 2 to 3 months. Move the frozen fudge to the fridge to thaw for 2 days before cutting and serving. And there you have it, white chocolate cranberry pecan fudge. It's festive, delicious, and sure to be a hit at any holiday gathering. If you enjoyed this recipe, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel and tap the bell icon for more sweet treats and holiday recipes. Thanks for watching, and happy holidays, everyone.